I, 23F, and my fiancé Elijah, 28 male, are due to get married at the end of next month at our destination wedding. Last night was my bachelorette party and I invited my closest family and friends to come along with a few of my fiancé's family and his friend Cami, 27F. For some backstory, I and my fiancé met when I was 19 years old. Both of our fathers are business partners and have been friends since I was in high school. One night his family invited mine over for a party being held at their home, and that was the first time we met. I was attracted to him, but I knew he was older, so I didn't believe I had a chance. As the night progressed, he was hanging outside in his backyard alone smoking, and my sister dared me to go talk to him. So I did. And a year later we began a relationship. My fiancé and Cami have been friends since they were kids and their families are very close. She's always been extremely nice towards me and wanted to be best friends from the first time we met. I found it a bit odd only because she barely knew me, but I didn't think much of it because she had been dating my fiancé's best friend Antonio, 28 meters. We didn't become best friends because I already have a close friend group and I don't trust easily, but she's always been cool and never crossed any boundaries. Last summer my fiancé proposed to me on a trip to Belize. When the announcement was made, everyone sent their congratulatory praises to us but Cami. She sent a text the next day, to my fiancé only, not our friend group chat, saying she was happy for him. She was a bit standoffish to me since then, but again I never paid attention, really became I have my own friends in life. About 6 months ago Antonio and Cami broke up but never really stated the reason why, just that they want to go back to being friends and be happy with other people. Fast forward to last night, GHT my bachelorette was in a suite, at a popular hotel here in Miami, where I live. Planned by my older sister and Eli's sister Ava, 26F. The night was amazing and I truly had the time of my life. We all were getting wasted and I decided to go to the bathroom, and when I got closer, I heard voices and whimpering like someone was crying. It was then I heard Cami telling Ava that this should be her and that she doesn't understand why he would want to be with someone like me, when it was always supposed to be them two together. That she always loved him. I sobered the hell up instantly. Update 1. Lol, for some clarification, I referred to Cami as my fiancé's best friend because I didn't know what else to call her. Maybe childhood friend? But they have never went out of their way to call each other that, but that's how I see them. Okay, now for the update. After I heard what was said, the old me started to revert back and I almost caused a scene, but I knew with my siblings, cousins, and friends all being there it would get out of control and I still wanted to enjoy my night, but I did continue to listen. Some of you were wondering what Ava had to say about all of this. After Ava was able to calm Cami down, she explained to her that this was not the time and place and that Elijah would never forgive her if she ruined my bachelorette party. She also told her that she thinks that she should leave and get herself together. I was about to walk in now, at the same time they were walking out. I acted as if I didn't hear anything and asked if everything was okay. Cami just wiped her face looking down, stating that she wasn't feeling well and that she might have to cut the night short. I honestly didn't fight her on it and even walked her ass to the door because TF? After she left I pulled Ava to the side telling her that I heard everything. She apologized that I heard it and said that she would reach out to Eli to handle it, but I said no. Some of you also wanted to know Hi, Cami said, it should have been her? Did her and my ex have something going on before? I knew they hadn't but needed to be sure. So I asked if they had ever been together or dated? In response Ava said not that she was aware of, only that their moms would always joke around when they were teens saying that they could finally be related once Eli and Cami get married. She said that never happened because Eli was never into her. Cami is a gorgeous girl, but my fiancé does have a certain type, and it's not her. Respectfully, I wanted to ask more questions but I thought I'd wait until I spoke with my fiancé for further answers. After that I continued the party, and even spoke with Eli quickly before bed. I posted on Reddit the next day after I had gotten home before I did anything drastic. My fiancé came home later that evening and once he settled in and relaxed I told him everything that happened. To say that he was irate is taking it lightly, he was absolutely furious. I asked if there was ever anything between them, that I was never told about. I asked if they had ever been intimate and if she had ever confused her love for him before. He made it clear that there has never been anything but a friend's relationship in his eyes. He said that they had never had sex before but did kiss once back in high school playing bottle games with alcohol, but it was in a group and everyone kissed multiple people including Antonio. He said that she has never confessed her love for him and is confused because he's the one that played a role in Antonio and her dating. He wanted to call her right then and there but I told him to calm down first because being upset would only make things worse. I want to say that my fiancé isn't mad that I heard it or is trying to hide anything. He's upset because he feels hurt and betrayed that she would do this to him and at my party, when we were all there to support me. My fiancé can get really protective of me at times. He doesn't like to or anything negative. I did express to him that I feel uncomfortable with her going to our wedding now. I want people at our wedding who are genuinely happy and supportive of us. Tonight, he texted her saying that he needs to speak with her. She replied saying she will let him know when she's home. So we will see how tonight's conversation goes. He also invited Antonio over for dinner and will speak to him about what's going on because things feel off. A lot of you were also questioning hers and Antonio relationship and if she used him to make Eli jealous. So we will all be present when the conversation does happen, to see what she has to say for herself. Since Thanksgiving is in a few days, I will update you guys on how the conversation goes and if anything new comes to light. Just give me some time to get through this holiday. Also, I have a wedding dress fitting tomorrow. I'm so excited. I might make a collage and show you guys my reference photos. XOXO happy holidays. Update 2. My younger brother, 16 male, was in a car accident Thanksgiving night where he was injured. Thankfully he is okay with just a sprained wrist and a concussion. The other driver, however, passed away as he was speeding. This has been a lot to digest, but things seem to be calming down now. I will have an update for you guys by the morning. Bear with me, there's a lot to update you guys on, so it will be a brand new post. It's actually Monday evening now, but let's get into this long update. Please excuse any typos. So that night we ended up inviting Antonio over and basically told him everything that happened up to that point. He actually wasn't shocked at all by the news and stated that one of the main reasons why they broke up was because he felt like Cami pulled away after hearing about the engagement. He never said anything because he didn't want to cause any issues between my fiancé and I. My husband said she did become distant as well, but of course we have our own lives we've been planning for, so it honestly wasn't high on his priority list that would have made him address it then. Well, of course now we know why, so he wanted to address it to her now. About 30 minutes later Cami texted Eli that she was home and would call once she was settled in. When she did call, before she could even say hello good, my fiancé started. He asked her why she thought it was okay to go to my bachelorette party and say that she loves him and that he should be with her instead of me. He asked her why would she ever think it's okay to also bring it up to his sister and getting her involved. She was taken aback and asked what he was talking about, which pissed him off. He told her that I heard what she told Ava in the bathroom and that she was out of line to even suggest that they ever had anything more than a family friendship. She said she couldn't help how she feels and that being at my bachelorette party made it real for her and she just needed to get it off her chest and thought she could trust Ava. He asked her why, if all this time she had feelings for him, would she be with Antonio when he set them up. Cami said she thought that things wouldn't get serious between them and thought eventually that he would come around. Said that she would give hints but he would never reciprocate. He told her that although they've had a long friendship, that this was something that he couldn't look past and that she is no longer invited to the wedding. He told her that he would assist her in any returns or refunds that she would need for any money spent so far. Cami was upset and said that she didn't mean for me to hear what she said and that she was never gone to make any problems for us. He said it didn't matter, that we were only inviting people to the wedding that love and support our relationship and that her actions shows that she didn't. Cami then started talking shit about me, saying that I think that I'm all that, and that I believe I'm better than her. Eli cut her off, saying that I don't think that I'm all of that, but if she believes that I'm better than her then she should evaluate her own insecurities and work on that. He then hung up. Antonio and I were so shocked, all we could honestly do was laugh. She clearly has always felt this way about me but was faking it in my face. I don't even know why she would think those things about me, as she's older than me and more successful. I'm still beginning my career and not even where I want to be to even believe I'm better than anyone. I'm just living my life and going with flow. After the phone call we all just discussed what happened, ate, and then Antonio left. He really didn't have any feelings towards the issue because he's now seeing someone else and have moved on from the situation, stating that she needs help. The next day was the day before Thanksgiving, and since my family was hosting Thanksgiving dinner, Eli's parents had a small gathering at their home for their immediate family and friends. Me and my fiancé were invited, including his sister, her husband, Cami, and her family. I really didn't know what to expect when getting ready to go there because I knew it would be awkward seeing Cami in person after the argument the night before. My fiancé didn't say anything, but I could tell he was still upset about everything. When we got to the party everyone was already pretty much at there except a few people. Before we even sat down or spoke to everyone, Eli told his family that he had something to say. Cami was sitting off to the side with her parents and brother, not wanting to engage. He begins saying that since it's close to the wedding he might as well announce to everyone that if they do not love and support us getting married, that they would be permanently disinvited from the wedding. His mom asked where this was coming from and everyone was nervously looking around. He told her apparently there's people in this house that has an issue with him being engaged and that those people won't be allowed to attend. I'm guessing Cami had already told her parents what happened because then her mom started to speak. She said that she thought it was tasteless to disinvite her daughter to the wedding after how long they had been close. Eli responded saying that he thought it was tasteless for her daughter to go to his fiancé's bachelorette party, saying that it should have been hers. At this point everyone was shocked, including me, because I had no idea he was going to address it to his family. They started to argue back and forth, with Ava's dad getting involved. Eli was having none of it and said that none of them would be invited except for Cami's brother, who wasn't agreeing with what his sister had did. Cami's family ended up leaving shortly after the confrontation. Eli's mom was shocked and heard about everything that happened but supported us. She said she would speak with her friend and that she felt it was all inappropriate. I apologized to her and Eli's dad, saying that I hated that this happened and that it is causing a rift. She and Ava told me I have nothing to be sorry about and that they all were on our side. Cami ended up sending both Eli and Ava very long nasty messages about how they weren't loyal to her and that I was purposely causing a divide between the two because I wanted to kick her out of the family and sabotage their relationship. This woman is delusional, so my fiancé just blocked her. She then texts me saying that me and Eli's relationship wouldn't last very long if I became jealous of every woman important in his life. I blocked her as well. I may be a lot of things, but jealous isn't one of them. I'm happy and very secure in my relationship. Honestly, seeing how far he's willing to go to make sure that my day is perfect, his words, not mine's, just solidified to me more than ever that I'm marrying the right person. Thanksgiving was amazing and we had a good time with the family. Sadly, that night is when my brother got into his car accident, so we had to deal with that. Sorry I kept you guys waiting for so long. Everything is now starting to calm down and now me and my fiancé can relax until next week, and then we will leave for Palermo, Italy, where the wedding will be. I may update you guys in the future, but for now this will be the final update. I'm willing to answer any other questions you guys may have for me in the comments. Update 3. My fiancé did not address the issue at Thanksgiving dinner. The night before Thanksgiving, his parents had a small get-together at their home that included me, my fiancé, Ava, Ava's husband, Cami, Cami's brother and parents. There was also another couple that was on the way who are a friend of my in-laws. When we arrived, the couple hadn't arrived yet, so the confrontation did not happen in front of them. Only our two families. 2. I've already spoke with my husband regarding his actions that night and told him I felt like things could have been handled a lot more privately. Once he was able to calm down about the whole situation, he also agreed. I just want to say that this is not something that my fiancé does all the time. He's sweet, kind, caring, and loving. So seeing people call him aggressive for standing up for me is baffling. 3. This morning I expressed to my fiancé that I think that he should apologize. He called Cami this morning telling her that although he does not regret anything he said, he could have handled the situation maturely. The conversation went absolutely nowhere because all she was trying to do was get him to change his mind, telling him that it's not too late to cancel the wedding. Honestly, I'm over it, guys. It's starting to drain on me and my happiness. 4. Ava has also apologized to Cami, and also expressed to her that she had no idea she was going to be put on blast at dinner. I don't know and do not care what happens with their friendship from there. I won't be going out of my way to be involved. 5. Disrespectfully, 4. Those of you who believe that I'm the mean girl and that I like drama, kindly, kiss my ass. Someone in the comments told me I won and that I got the man. WTF is this? Are you truly okay? My fiancé isn't the prize. I will never fight over a man and go out of my way to be mean to another woman over a man. I actually liked Cami, which is why she was even invited to my bachelorette party in the first place. No, we weren't super close. No, she wasn't a bridesmaid. But she was cool enough to celebrate with me. She always wanted to be the center when it came to the boys or getting attention, not me. Before this there hasn't really been any drama. Drama actually causes me high anxiety and it sprinkles to depression. Now on to second story. Dad refuses to attend my wedding without his toxic wife, but I'm ready to end our strained relationship for good. I, F24, have a rough relationship with my dad's, M43, wife, E, F41. They got together in 2006, married in 2011, and have had 2 children since then. E has never liked me. I was introduced to her when I was 7 and things were instantly sour. She was mean, snarky and had no interest in me whatsoever. Now, as an adult, I can tolerate her behavior, which has gotten significantly worse as I've grown up and began to talk back. The issue lies with the fact that my dad has always allowed it. I'm a grown woman and can handle myself now, as I've been doing for years, but when I was a child, he had nothing to say about her borderline abusive behavior and will find ways to change the subject/excuse it whenever it's brought up. This has significantly damaged our relationship, and we're low contact as of now. So, I'm getting married in November this year to J, M25. We've been together for 11 years. E is insistent that she will be there. She will not. I have made this clear since we got engaged in November 2023. My dad is invited, but I made it plainly clear last year that she wasn't welcome as a result of her behavior, attitude, and treatment of the both of us. So, my dad met with me last week and told me that if he wasn't present at my wedding, he wouldn't be either. I honestly expected something like this to happen, so I said that it was fine. He was confused and asked me to elaborate, so I explained that he didn't have to attend, but it meant that I would never speak to him again, that I had dealt with him choosing E over me for almost 20 years and that my wedding, of his first and only daughter, being a subject of debate was the final straw. He said nothing for a moment afterwards and then got up and left. E has been blowing up my phone with explicit texts, but it's been radio silence from my dad since our chat. As I said, I've dealt with E's treatment, and by extension, my dad's silence for almost 2 decades. My wedding feels like a good place to finally end this all, to start over. I don't see a way to fix this, or our relationship, as long as he's with E. Ida for telling my dad I don't care if he's present at my wedding. NTA, there's been no effort of apology or reconciliation. It's strange that E would even want to be at the wedding anyway. She can't handle that my dad will be somewhere she isn't. It's a habit of hers, to take him away from my special events. What do both E and your dad have to say in regards to the reasons for you choosing not to invite E because of her abusive treatment towards you? E is making a song and a dance of it. She knows she's vile towards me but will deny it to people we don't know and claim we have a strained relationship. She's told me I'm attempting to divide her and my dad by saying one can attend but the other can't and giving my dad ultimatums to hurt him. My dad has never been able to acknowledge her treatment and will find ways to change the subject/excuse it, so he's claiming that by denying E a place at my wedding, I'm starting unnecessary drama and causing a scene. I've reiterated that I don't want her there because of above, but he's saying that I'm only doing this to get back at him. Update 1. So, my wedding was just over a week ago, and it was absolutely perfect. It was me and Jay surrounded by the people we love and the ones who love us most. Neither my dad or E were there. Following our last talk where I told him I didn't care if he was present, it was complete silence from him for just over a month. I took my dad's silence as his mind made up, and I actually felt at ease with it, which was another huge wake-up call. He finally messaged me in October and asked to talk over the phone. I told Jay and he said to do it and use the opportunity to make my final choice on the matter, and set it in stone. So we spoke. He asked that I allow E at the wedding. I said no. He said that he wouldn't come if she wasn't there. I said I didn't care. We went back and forth for a little bit, mostly just repeating ourselves, until he basically said, "Is this really the hill you want to die on?" I said yes, told him that he had a week to give me a simple yes or no as to whether he would be there, and hung up. He messaged me a couple of days later with a long paragraph about how I was giving him ultimatums, making him choose, holding on to the past, petty and disrespectful, etc. And something snapped. I said that he had more than enough chances to attempt to make things right but that I was done, and blocked him. On the day of my wedding, I tried not to think about it and it was honestly easier than I thought, to the point I didn't realize he wasn't there until midway through the ceremony. I was hearing from mutual friends and family that my dad has been pretty silent on the whole thing. Other members of my family/close friends were present at the wedding and asked why my dad wasn't there, and I just told them it was a story for another day, not something I wanted to get into on my wedding. Honestly, this entire situation is just draining. I've known for a long time that it would end in flames at some point or another, and I'm not entirely sure why I held out that little bit of hope for so long. I genuinely feel at peace for the first time in years, and relieved that I no longer have to deal with him or E. I'm in bed with my now husband writing this post, and feeling better than ever. I've realized I gave him too much of my time and patience when he didn't deserve it. This toxic chapter of my life is done. I'm more in love with my childhood sweetheart than I thought was possible and can't stop grinning at the fact I get to call him my husband.